Studio 57 Radio, your home for underground hip-hop, rap, and R&B. Studio 57 Radio.
Rebels, are you ready? Oh man, another week in the books. It should be interesting to say the very least. And guess what? Tragedy narrowly averted. We almost had to talk about soccer. That would have been a horrible day in Detroit Sports Radio. I don't know what to say. All right, Rebels, you know the drill. We're on the social media all across the platforms, every dang nowhere. Studio57radio.com. Let's get this thing in. Without further ado, let's do the do that we do at DSR2. I am Scrappy, and here's Johnny the Moose.
Hey, we are back here for another edition of DSR2 on, I don't know, is it February, January, or is it like mid-April? Or late April. I don't know, because outside today it is cold. We had snow. And if you're down in Monroe, they actually had 6 inches of snow overnight.
I went to Ohio, and we went right through it. It was a nightmare.
Absolute nightmare. So a little chilly out there. Don't worry. Next week we'll be back into like almost the 70s again. So, woohoo! We'll be back here. Lots here to talk about in DSR2. Again, we've got some NBA action. We got NHL action. We got MLB action. We got some rule changes coming out in football. And also, we almost had to talk about soccer because, again, a bad decision made by some owners to create a super league. We'll get into a little fun there of what other bad decisions have sports leagues made.
Well,
or just bad decisions by owners in general.
Well, I mean, you got that. How many failed sports league attempts have there been? There's a bunch of things that you could throw that in there too. But I mean, let's be real. Like, FIFA and soccer and that whole fucking thing's been jacked up from day one.
The only one more.
So we're really
surprised
that this is all messed up. I mean,
yes, the only one more corrupt than FIFA is the IOC.
I know. God.
Needless to say, the fans were not happy about this proposal out there. They were quite livid. And
they especially over. Oh my gosh! If you're anywhere in Europe like that, that's all you talked about. Like they did.
People were losing their fucking minds.
Oh yeah. It was amazing.
Don't worry, we don't have to talk about soccer now.
Yay!
But we'll get into it on there. So on there, rule changes coming out there is everything with the NFL. As I said, NBA action going out there. Steph Curry set a record there of most three-pointers in a 10-game span. He hit 70 three-pointers in his last 10 games. He is like one of only 2 players that over the age of 30 to go for over 40 points a game with a 50% field goal percentage on there too over the last 10 games as well. So
this is crazy talk, I tell you.
Crazy talk here. So we'll get into that. We'll get into something. Actually, here's a nice story by the mothership too. Maybe we'll get into that a little bit too with the NBA action. Is NBA stars, rookies that are future star potential out there. So we'll get into that a little while. And again, we'll also talk about the shot that Luka made the other night there. That was absolutely insane there to win the game in that. So we'll get into that as well. So we got lots here to talk about on there. And again, just a reminder for everybody, next week we will not be on Wednesday. We're going to do our annual Watch It With Us NFL Draft round 1. So come on in, turn on the draft, and turn off the volume, listen to us, and we're going to have some fun with it as always on there. We're going to get all that dialed up there, baby.
Yeah. Oh, yes. It'll be fun.
Cigars, alcohol, and dressed up to the nines, baby.
Yes. Get your favorite beverage, your favorite cigar rolling, and just come hang out with us. I think I'm going to even play with like the camera angles, and we'll goof around and sit around.
I can't get the hair quite like Mel Kiper in his prime and at that.
Right. But, no, that's well, he's like an angry bird with a wig.
Yes.
He's got a pompadour wig on an Angry Bird. That's what Mel Kiper's look is, and he looks like the red Angry Bird for some reason to me. I don't know why that one specifically,
we'll get into that.
but
yeah, we'll get into that especially next week then. And who knows? I mean, this is a wide open draft in that, especially because you got cats basically outside the top 3. So really, as 4 through 8 are going to be making some. I think they're going to be trying to trade down or try to trade up if you're Carolina, if you see a quarterback available that you want as your future in that. So,
right.
well, I don't know. Well, they got Darnold, but they still may not be satisfied with Darnold. So. On there, but yeah, it's lots going on here in the sports world there. And if you're going to chime in here and gripe about Jake Paul's box match, what were you expecting?
Yes. Well, I think they were expecting him to get his ass handed to him.
I think they were hoping he would get, but dude,
Right.
the guy went on there basically hasn't trained on there, and
Well, this is the deal. So Ben,
he's not a boxer; he's a grappler. So
Yeah,
again, you're trying to get a box match. Oh, that ain't gonna work.
well, Ben Askren he's a wrestler, and he hasn't been training or fighting since his last fight, whenever it was, probably a year plus.
Yeah.
And so he had no intention on doing anything going in because his purse was the same irregardless, and it didn't go on his record.
Right.
It's not like it was like an exhibition. So like, he doesn't give a shit. He's like, and he was even in interviews saying, well, if this kid can box a little bit, I'm in trouble because I don't box and I didn't train, and my purse is going to be the same whether I win or lose. He literally said those words in that context, in that order.
Almost exactly.
Almost verbatim. Yeah, and so I already knew what was happening. And guys, Vegas had him as a one. Dude, Jake Paul is a 160 favorite over anybody?
Yes.
Get the fuck out of here. So you knew what was going to happen.
And just tone it down. Oh, he deserves a title shot. Dude, if he faces any boxer of any skill,
he's done.
He's going to get his ass handed to him.
And guys, go out there and search the video. There's a video of him in an attempt at an MMA fight. And, it didn't start, begin, or end well for him. So
just tone it down.
Yeah, just pump,
I mean, if you want to watch him get his ass on there, yeah, let's hope he fights somebody with these.
You know what that is? No, he's not going to fight nobody because he doesn't deserve to fight anybody. You know what that is? That's tantamount to that stupid ass fucking celebrity boxing. Let's get all these fucking celebrity rehab guys together to beat the piss out of each other with oversized gloves and fucking boxing shorts that don't fit. I mean, that's really what happened. Let's get Joey Buttafuoco and fucking, what's her name? What was it? Tanya Harding. Really? That's what we're watching? We're watching domestic violence? Really? Joey Buttafuoco should really be fighting a woman on pay-per-view? Really? That's what we're doing here? And then the guy wonders why I didn't make belts for him for free. Because you're a fucking clown, dude. You put on a clown show. Get the fuck out of here.
Yes. Dustin Diamond versus Ron Paulino.
You can't. He's dead.
They're both dead.
Screech. It's like celebrity death match. They're already dead.
Who won? We did because we don't have to see the rematch.
Oh, thank God. Yeah. Oh, too soon? No. Never. Shit. Canada Mike, Joe, what's going on, guys? Everybody else. I don't know what to say, but whatever. Whatever, dude. I didn't watch because I already knew what was going to happen. I rather watch the Mike Tyson fight, the Roy Jones Jr. I would have rather gotten that, and I didn't get it. I didn't get that either. But I mean that one made more sense to me. At least they were professionals at one point.
I'd rather take a miniature model of the Statue of Liberty and hammer it into my ear with a ball peen hammer than have to watch that fight.
Oh, interesting. I'm not sure where you're going to get one of those, but that's
I'd rather go on, roll around on a bunch of thumbtacks and sit in a bathtub full of gin than watch that fight.
I think I saw a wrestling match like that once.
We did. It was,
it was
a badass match.
Oh, yeah, the girls were doing it. Oh, man. But, jeez. So, I don't know. I don't know what people think. It's funny. If you spent money on that, shame on you.
Yes.
That's all I got to say. And the fact that you would admit that and then run around and bitch about it, it's like going. That's like going on your social media and going, you know, I really like banging hookers, but all these STDs really get me down. Like, well, what the fuck did you think was gonna happen? You know, that's what that was. Anybody who paid for that is just angry that their hookers are dirty hookers, and it's like, well, they're fucking dirty hookers. What did you want?
Well, they're hookers.
They're hookers. Like it's gonna happen. Ugh, God. But I love her. Oh no, wait, sorry. But yeah, I'm sorry. The guys are, and now he wants to pick a fight with Nate Diaz.
Yeah, I hope so.
Dude, he wants it to be a boxing match because the video of him in MMA, you know why he doesn't want to do any of that. And guess what? Nate might take it and would probably still whoop your ass because I guarantee you can't knock him out.
No.
I guarantee it.
And I think Nate Diaz is going to take this a little seriously just to whoop your ass.
Dude.
Just to whoop your ass.
He's going to make an example out of this punk, dude.
Because he's like, no, I'm not losing him because it doesn't matter if it counts on my written. No. You can double my purse to lose. Nah, it's okay.
Yeah.
I'm still going to whoop his ass.
I'm still going to whoop his ass. Yeah, hell yeah. I don't care what my
Why are
purse
you going
even
to whoop
is.
his ass? Because he deserves it.
Yes. You know what? As a matter of fact, y'all don't even have to pay me. I'll make the money off the T-shirts I'm going to sell. If his ass bleeding on the mat. With me standing over top of him. When I beat him, I'm going to put my fucking foot on his chest like WWE style and flex. And that shit's going to be on a T-shirt. So I'll make my money.
Sweat off my chest
Yeah.
and flick it at Mr. Wonderful.
And I'm going to make my money. So you ain't even got to pay me. I'm going to whoop this guy's ass. I mean, you're not fighting Nate Robinson.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
A short, old, out
of
of shape NBA player.
That didn't take it seriously. Treated it like celebrity fucking boxing.
Yeah.
Like he thought he was going to get one of those big red inflatable gloves you get at the fucking little kid parties.
Do I get to get like a sumo suit?
Awesome. Let's do it. That should be the fight. It should be. I want Jake Paul in a cage in a sumo suit. Let's do it.
Yes.
I'd still whoop his ass. Like, I don't want to box him. I'm not a great boxer either. I'm okay. I'd want to box him just because I'd want to punch him. I wouldn't even care if I won or lost. I just want to punch him. But if he wants to like roll, I'll take a couple appendages with me. You fucking sack of shit.
That's right.
Sorry. It's like I just whatever. So yeah, I mean, if you're watching YouTubers expecting to get some kind of like skilled fight, that's a you problem, not a them.
No.
So like I said, that's like being mad that hookers gave you STDs. I mean, it's just what happens. So anyway, what else did we have this week? This last weekend. I don't know. We're getting closer and closer to NBA playoffs, and people are tripping that Brooklyn can't keep everybody healthy and this and that and the other. Harden's out; he's set back.
Yeah.
Shit, you don't need him until playoffs anyway.
No.
And I venture to say you could probably let him sit the first round if you want to make sure he's healed.
Right, you're in the East.
Yeah. I mean, I don't. We talked about it before. Dude, they are. I didn't realize it, but they're like 20-4 with two of them on the court, and they're like 7-2 or something with all three of them, and then they're like just barely above 500 with none of them.
Right.
Something like that. So like I'm thinking, yeah, that kind of plays out the way we said. I mean, anybody in the East gonna beat them if two of them are playing? If you got at least two of them?
No.
So I think
right now you're slated to play Charlotte in the first round, and seriously,
dude, my whole take on it is, and they're like, well, and then this is everybody's take, which I just don't even understand. Oh, they got to be able to gel together because that's what happened when fucking LeBron went to Miami. They had to fucking gel together. Nah, dude, they won. The only reason they fucking didn't win the championship the first year out is because they ran into a better Dallas team.
Right.
I mean, I don't know what to tell you. Dirk was on fire that year.
Yes.
And so they just ran into a better Dallas team that year. But there was no like needed. Dude, they're fucking some of the greatest players on the planet. Like, they know the X's and O's. They know each other enough to, like, what do you mean? Like, what blending, meshing, what gelling do you think that they really fucking
Did
are
Kevin
lacking?
Durant need to gel with freaking Golden State? No, they end up winning the damn championship
right away
in 4 games.
Yeah, I mean, none of that makes any sense to me, dude. As long as they're healthy, they're a tough out. They're going to be the toughest out in the league.
Yes.
I mean, even when you look at the West, at the top of the West, I mean, are you sold on Phoenix and Utah and Denver and all those teams? Ain't nobody sold
I'm not
on them
sold
teams.
on Denver right now, especially because they lost Jamal Murray for the year.
Well, yeah, that's the devastating blow. Was that last week or something? Week or something ago? We probably could have talked on that last week. Could probably.
I think it happened just as we were on there. It was last week we got the news that he got on there, and we didn't find out till Thursday that it was an ACL. So, but yeah, I mean, you just knew when you saw the injury. Oh, dude, it wasn't gonna be good. But yeah, I'm not sold. Denver, no. I mean, right now Denver plays the Lakers in the first round. Are you buying Denver beating the Lakers if they get everybody back?
Right?
No. I'm not sold on. I mean, again, we'll see on Utah. I mean, we saw Utah. We picked them. We said, all right, they're going to be a better team this year on there, and especially when we saw what they did in the bubble. Dude, I didn't expect them to be 43-15.
Right. Well, and that's the whole thing is we knew that we expected improvement. We knew we'd be better. We knew they'd contend with the top seeding and all that other stuff, but we didn't know they'd be like this, and we still don't know how they're going to perform come playoff time. Because
Phoenix. I mean, I'm not buying because again, Chris Paul playoff time is not Chris Paul regular season.
Right now, the only contradiction to that is this regular season isn't even like the way he normally is played. So, like, he hasn't played this good in a long time, and then his game is significantly different from the last time he played this well. So, like, there is a fundamental difference. I can see why, as a fan who watches them every day, would be excited about them. But once again, the rest of us aren't sold. No. I'm not sold. I'm with you, Moose. It's like, I know what Chris Paul has, and until he delivers in the playoffs, that's always going to be a thing, right? We talk about it with football or any other sport, or any other player for that matter. So you got to look at it the same way. Is he going to be able to, perform at his very best in the playoffs? He hasn't quite proven that yet. We want to see it happen. And until then, we're going to be skeptical. And then these other teams haven't been there yet. No. So we don't know. And so, yeah, we're hopeful. But, like, the playoffs is a whole different monster.
Yes.
So we talked about that. So, all right, everything is fair game. Everything is up on the table. 313-307-5340 is the text line. And then, of course, all social media platforms, Mike, Fawn, Joe, Dave. Beer cans back. Nice to have you back. Everybody, whatever you want to touch on, you can direct it. For now, Maestro, where are we headed?
We're going to go right into a little bit of NBA action on there.
All right, we'll keep rolling with this NBA thing. Yeah, because the soccer thing, I think we'll just like save all our jokes for the end of the show, and then we'll talk about it. There. Now we can leave. Yes, we can leave on a happy note. So I'm getting pumped up for the playoffs and stuff like that. Baseball's starting to set in a little bit, so you're seeing a little bit more of that. But I still think this is the NBA's time to shine. I know we got the NHL playoffs. I'm still all up in the air about that, so we'll talk about that later. But because as the weeks go by. But yeah, I think this is going to be, is there anybody in the, now the Philly story's nice, Doc Rivers and all that, and, improving that team, and Milwaukee's been a little bit of a, I don't know, but, yeah, I don't know if I see anything out of the East other than what we've seen. I don't know that a whole lot's changed, from what we've kind of been looking at prior to that. So it's all about fun and entertaining, and of course the MVP talks. So Steph is trying to make a run for MVP, which would be great, but how many teams that are like on the fringe of the playoffs, on the outer fringe of the playoffs, how many of those teams MVPs. So I think the Steph Curry conversations, it's nice, and what he's doing is sweet. Like you dropped that stat earlier,
Yeah.
73
Three
threes,
pointers in his last
7
10
games, 10 games. Yeah, so that's impressive. So and in the way he's kind of, but he needs. It's hard for him. This is the problem with Steph, right? When he has to carry the team, then other parts of his game that make him great kind of go away. And granted, his he's still a marvel to watch from a shooting aspect. His percentages are down. His field goal percentages are down. His assists and rebounds and stuff like that are down. His points are way up.
Yeah.
Because he's forced to kind of carry the scoring load. So I'm kind of curious how much of a difference it will really truly be when they get Klay Thompson back, because then you've kind of got your three there that you can work with a little bit.
Yeah, but I'm just worried about Klay coming back because he's coming off the ACL injury and now he's got a blown Achilles out there, and he's gonna be pushing 30. I mean, will he come back? I mean,
I don't know if that's a conversation of whether he will or not.
how much will he be able to come back to? Because again, Kobe tore his Achilles, and of course that was towards the end too, and then he just wasn't the same guy out there. Zeke never came back after tearing the Achilles. He retired.
Yeah, but a lot of those guys were already long in the tooth, right? Like it's not like they did that early in their career. And so I think he does kind of have that going for him. But no, I agree. I don't know what he's going to be like when he comes back. So that's why I said I'm kind of interested to see how they're going to handle that, going forward, because I do believe they have him under contract for multiple years. Didn't they just extend him just before that injury, like the year before that injury?
I thought he signed I thought he signed a 1 year.
Oh, okay.
On there, so
maybe,
it might be.
maybe. But I don't hear anybody talking about, him in any other terms other than, playing. So it's just a matter of when. So, and then I don't know how Golden State deals with that, but, yeah, okay, that's entertaining. But like to me, and there's cool stuff. Luka is I'm always down to watch Luka. We're having some fun here in Detroit. We got a couple of guys that are entertaining, even though we're not winning, which is kind of perfect right now. So, I don't know. That's kind of what I think right now of the NBA. It's like I'm just going around. I'm looking at certain matchups, and really, I don't know. I have to look at some of the seedings and standings again, but I don't even anticipate a huge swing in seedings over the next 3 weeks. I could be wrong. I don't know if you see anything there. Yeah, I'm not sure. I
hate ESPN bullshit on there. I'm paying for their ESPN Plus because I got the Disney Plus package
Sure.
on there,
Yeah.
and it says I don't have it. Motherfuckers, I'm going to call out there tomorrow and yell at
Oh, you're trying to get on the ESPN Plus?
Well, there's a good story I wanted to read on there, and we'll talk about that. But yeah, and the seedings on there, you got Brooklyn and Philly up at the top. Brooklyn's like half game behind. And then you got Milwaukee at 4 games behind. In their last 10, they're 5-5. Atlanta's kind of making a little bit of a surge. Believe it or not, the Knicks are making a little bit of a surge.
Well, I know the Knicks are going to be a team that wants to make a surge. I don't think a lot of other people are like pushing. I don't think.
Boston seems that they may have right the ship a little bit on there. And they're 8-2 their last 10. And again, 7 seed on there is Miami. Miami and Brooklyn on in that first round matchup might be interesting.
They could be.
Might be.
I like.
Then you got Charlotte at the A seed, and again, really, I don't see Charlotte giving any of the top 3 any issues.
Right. That's kind of my thing on it. I don't know how many people are really going to be fighting for seeding at this point. I think it becomes more about attrition, and so you're going to have these games where cats are going to be rested regardless. So I don't know. It is what it is, and I don't expect a whole lot of jumps other than a couple of those teams that want to try to get, like I like New York, the Knicks. I could see them trying to, jump a seed or two, just if it gives them home court or gives them a better matchup. Then,
yeah.
But I don't see what's Brooklyn's incentive really to push to number one. I don't know.
There isn't. I mean,
So it's just like I think a lot of these cats you're going to start seeing, teams start resting and stuff like that here soon. So it's a little weird the last few weeks before the playoffs. And that's what I'll be doing. I'll be sporadic watching matchups.
Yeah.
Whoever looks like they got guys playing, that'll be fun to watch, and kind of roll from there. So you had a story you were looking for.
Well, there was a story out there. Of course, it's an ESPN Plus story out there, and they're just pissing me off. Top 10 NBA rookies most likely to be future stars.
Oh, okay. So they're breaking down some of the rookies.
And it was like, I want to see if they had any mention of any Pistons there, because they obviously it's to be Ball there at number, obviously would be the one, and Anthony Edwards is probably the best, second best.
Well, and Ball might be somebody that can be entertaining down the road, like, worth the price of admission kind of a cat. He's turning out to be the best of the Balls.
Yes.
Best of the Bulls. And so, yeah, I didn't think about that. So, but yeah, you're talking about young rookies. We got a couple young players in Detroit that have been just entertaining as all hell. So.
Yeah, because we've seen here what the honor. They had 3 first-round draft picks.
And they're all contributing.
All 3 contributing. Yeah. Guys, Killian Hayes was injured, comes back on there. And even before he got injured, he was like, I don't know. Now he comes back and it's like, he's like seeing everything slow motion.
All right.
It's like maybe he's watching game film and figuring out how to do. He bulked up a little bit, put on some muscle on there. He's definitely distributing the ball freaking amazingly on there now. And then you got Bey hitting threes. I mean, Sadiq Bey set the NBA record for most threes made by a rookie.
Yep. And people are sleeping on these guys. And
Isaiah Stewart, I mean, you look at his last 5 games, and he's like doubled up. I mean, he's like 15 points, 15 boards, and out there. And he was a late first rounder.
Right. Well, and like I get into these, I'm in a couple of Pistons groups, and it's like, our fans are so fickle when it comes to certain things because, like the Killian thing, I got killed on that because I talked about him and Bey both, that I like both those guys.
Right.
And I thought those were both good. And so I got killed a little bit in the group, and I'm like, dude, just wait. I'm like, he's not big enough, and this and that and the other shit. I'm like, dude.
He'll bulk up. He had the height-wise.
Yeah, I was just like,
point guard. So.
Yeah, I'm like, no, he's plenty fucking big enough. He's just young. That's all
it
is.
He's 19 years old.
Yeah, dude, you're talking about a kid amongst men right now. And so this is the thing that Piston fans don't understand, that sometimes don't understand, is that you are not in any way, shape, or form, in any situation, are you ever getting like the surefire, right? You've never drawn number one. The last time you got to number 2, you
was Darko.
Was the whole Darko debacle. So to me, it's like.
And everybody would have made the same damn mistake.
Oh yeah, but you never get that. So you have to do this developmental system, right? You have to, whoever you get in the draft is going to be somebody that you're going to have to kind of groom a little bit and bring up. The key is to find somebody that you see a higher ceiling than everybody else does, right? Like everybody sees him here. That's where you get to pick him, and then you get this. So you get more value out of your picks that way, and that's kind of what you're relegated to. You're not getting big time free agents. You're not drawing a number 1 draft pick and hitting it out of the park with some great future. That just doesn't happen here in Detroit. So you have to wait on folks, dude. Y'all gotta just take a minute and breathe. It's like the quarterback position, right? Everybody wants to anoint the next guy the first year in the league. We already know there's a sophomore slump, and I want to see year 3.
Right.
If you make it to year 3 and you still don't know what the fuck's going on, bye.
Right.
But it takes time, and I think that is what you need for a quarterback just in general. And I think, most people just want instant gratification because one guy can turn a team around very quickly, and we see that all the time in the NBA. But the way our team sits in this weird NBA purgatory, that shit just doesn't happen here. So you have to develop everybody. And how do you think we won our last championship? We didn't have any stars on that on the 04 team. They all made themselves stars on that team. They were all castaways.
They're all castaways except Tayshaun Prince was
right, and they drafted him in the second round, right?
No, he was a first rounder.
Was he the first rounder? He was a late first rounder, right?
Rounder.
I thought he was an early second rounder for some reason, but whatever.
No, he was like
but that was still
20 or something.
Yeah,
like
it was
that.
still a great pick.
And the kicker is too, he was the last decent draft pick we had till this year.
Right. God, I remember when we were talking about that when he was the last one still kind of here after that team split up. And we're like, he's like, even then it was sad to say that he was like the last guy that they picked and how long that was worth a shit. Right. At that point, so now it's been even longer. So I mean, now you're talking a decade later.
And we look on there, and we've got, as we say, the fun coupons on there because we've got draft picks on there. And then Troy Weaver, his first year out there, dude, pretty much had a super solid draft so far. We'll see what these guys pan out in year 2 and year 3.
Yep.
But we see at least they're garbage anyways as a team wise because they just don't have talent. But you know what? They're a lot more interesting to watch than what we've seen out of the last 5 years.
Right. No, and that's the thing. And we talked about it, Moose. Just as a Detroit fan, there's not a whole lot here to hang your hat on. We have Michigan basketball has been playing better, so you got that to watch. But there's not a whole lot of shit to watch here in the world of sports. No. And so we're taking once again. A Detroit fan, as pathetic as we are, the NFL draft is our Super Bowl, and now our NBA Finals is just some guys playing good. You know what I'm saying? You know what? You hit the entertain me button. That's good. That's all I ask when I come on the show is entertain me. You hit that button. Thumbs up to you.
NCAA women's gymnastics, you don't hear about on there, but oh my God, this year we heard about, of course, again, Michigan winning the national championship and everything with it.
Right.
But normally you would never hear about women's college gymnastics.
No, but that's like that in every town, right? If you got something to hang your hat on, you'll hear about it. I think Boston's the only one that's so goddamn greedy they wouldn't say something like that if it came through because they just win every damn championship out there. Yeah. But I mean, everybody, I'm kidding.
Because then again, they're burning Brady jerseys out, and then dude,
why?
Because you know why? Because they're freaking Boston.
Why would you be bitter about a guy who did that for you?
He got you 6 freaking Super Bowls. What the hell are you bitching about?
To me, this is what cracks me up. I'm not bitter at all. I think it's great. I loved him when he was at Michigan. I wanted him to be the starter. I hated that whole back and forth, losing his job and having, back. That was all stupid. And then when he went on to the NFL and succeeded in that crazy 2001, 2002 season or whatever, when Bledsoe got hurt, whatever that was.
Yeah.
So when that all happened, I was like, wow, this is amazing. And then it's not my team, and he's gone, but it's great. Yeah, it was great to watch greatness and to see all this crazy stuff that you never thought this guy would ever pull off. And so why would you be mad that he was? Obviously, I think the proof is in the pudding, and your Patriot way was actually the TB12 way. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I'm sorry. I think it was the TB12 way.
And if they win it again this year?
I think it's definitely the TB12 way.
Yeah.
I mean, even if they don't win it, those cats came back, restructured their contracts, did all this crazy stuff to keep the team together and to be able to contend again. That is, quote, unquote, the Patriot way, right? Nah. That's all I need to see. That's all I need to see. It wasn't a gradual progression. He went over there, and it was instantaneous.
Yes.
Don't tell me that it was, in Bill we trust. Motherfucker, let's see you at the press conferences this year. Okay? When he starts grumbling bullshit answers when you're 1-5, is it going to be in Bill we trust? Or are you going to be asking for his fucking head?
Yeah.
Let's be real here.
Oh, the Boston, they'll ask for his head.
Right.
He's not satisfied.
That's what I'm saying. So don't give me that shit.
No, I agree on there because, again, you're only as good as the players that you have before you on.
Absolutely.
I mean, dude, what did Belichick do before Brady? And again, but you know what? The great coaches learn to adapt to with the personnel that they have.
Oh yeah, they get the best out of what they have.
I would say the best example on there would be almost like what Shula. Shula was Don Shula when he drafted Marino. They're a defensive, run heavy offense.
Right.
He gets Marino, says, "I got a thoroughbred here. Air it out." So we got Clayton and Duper. I mean, they wish they would have had Anthony Carter on top of that because they would have had all three, and that offense would have been off the frickin' hook. They were almost 20 years ahead of their time.
Right.
Problem is, he could never get a running back, and the defense was garbage after that as well. But you look what Marino did. I mean, dude, Marino was just a machine.
Yeah.
I mean, he had the quickest release out there. I mean, it's just like, pop.
Well, and that's why everybody assumes.
Now you look at these cats under, they can throw from every freaking arm angle and all this stuff. And you got Rodgers and Mahomes and Stafford. You just go, oh yeah, oh no looks, yeah, boom.
Well, this is what
Side
happened.
arm, underhand, yeah.
The quarterback position became an athletic, skilled position.
Yes.
To where before it was just you could and Brady even embodies that, where you could just be the Statue of Liberty back there. You didn't have to be athletic at all. You just needed to be able to throw the ball, know the reads, and know the game. So you didn't necessarily have to be athletic at all. And you could still be successful using that formula. But, these young cats, they want to shine.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And they want to have fun, and they want to do, fun things. And you need to be athletic to do some of those crazy things. And that's what you're seeing. These cats are athletic, and they're moving, and they're doing. And yeah, no looks and the whole nine. It's like everybody's taking the Air Jordan and the Allen Iverson and those kinds of athletes and and we want to do that at the quarterback position.
I would say it's almost like they took the modern the NBA point guard and threw him at
right. That's kind of what I'm saying.
Because that's what it is. It's like watching Magic Johnson out there.
Yep.
The no looks. I mean, again, he was the one that created the no look the passes on it. He'd just be out there, and you think, oh, he's going. All of a sudden, he just boop.
Yep.
You follow him like, what happened? And there's Worthy with the dunk. Boom.
Yeah. Sure.
On there. So that's what it is you became position-wise where these cats are breaking film down, and it's all like a point guard. Of course, then they got freaking cannon arms. They could throw 70 yards in the air.
I think the game tape stuff's gotten more sophisticated. I don't think they do any more of it. I think it's more sophisticated. But no, to me, it's about the athleticism, right? And those athletic players used to play wide receiver and running back because those were the glory spots. Right. That's not the way it is now. The glory spot is at the quarterback. Yeah. As far as, so I remember when I was a kid, everybody wanted to play running back. Everybody wanted to play wide receiver. You know what I mean? They wanted to do all that stuff. They want to make the great catches and the big runs and score touchdowns and do all that. And I think there's still those guys out there. But just like the tight end position went from blocking to just a big fucking beast of a wide receiver, basically.
Yeah.
The quarterback position has evolved, and now these cats are athletic. These are the guys that were running the ball and catching the ball before, and using all those crazy athletic moves now. And now you're using them with the ball. These are two-sport athletes that played baseball and basketball and all these other, and they're integrating those type of muscle memory movements and ideas all into their game, and that's what makes it different. You didn't, the traditional pocket quarterback was not particularly athletic, but if you took all that brain, if you took the Peyton Manning brain and put it in, these crazy athletic bodies, that you get that Patrick Mahomes.
Right.
And so
Mahomes and Russell Wilson.
Right.
I mean, you look out these cats out there that could just throw on a dime.
Right.
I mean, you don't get that deep pass. They just get there, and basically the guys they're not even breaking stride. Just like.
Yeah. And so and these wide receivers too are super athletic, right? Before, you didn't get a wide receiver under 200 pounds. Now these guys are playing at like $170 because they're so fast,
right,
that you can just launch them downfield. And since you can't touch anybody anymore other than just kind of push them down.
And then on top of that, you get the freaks of nature of like the DK Metcalf and the Calvin that are 6'3", 6'4".
They're so big, you just can't even make.
And they run like freaking deer.
Yeah.
What the hell? That's just not right.
Yeah, yep. I was just about to go there. I said, so the game just kind of has evolved. And that's kind of why, when everybody gets upset about, oh, this game isn't what it used to be. Well, this is why they've changed those rules, because these guys they'll kill each other out there now.
Yeah.
Like, these guys are the athletes that, you had in the 50s, 60s, and even 70s and 80s even are not what you're seeing
Yeah,
now.
6 foot, 190-pound receiver, or 185-pound, 190-pound receiver. That's great. But you're seeing a guy that's 6'3", 2.25, and he's running like a freak.
Yeah.
Dude, if I'm a 180-pound or 190-pound defensive back and I see Calvin Johnson running at me,
Right.
I don't want any part of that. Or again, if Derrick Henry gets it out in the secondary, I need to make a career decision.
Right.
Because if I try to take him head on, I'm a
that's it.
statistic.
Yes, that is a fact. A lot of people definitely make business decisions, without a doubt.
I can get caught up by the turf monster and not get killed, or
Yeah.
I can go up there and get killed. I think I'm going to do, oh my God, I tripped.
Yes. Looks like somebody flicked your ear in soccer. He's got shot out of a cannon. Yeah, so I just... so there's an evolution to the game. And so, yeah, the quarterback position, the evolution of the quarterback position, these younger players... Really, to be honest, it started with Stafford. Like, right around there. You started... And Aaron Rodgers, yeah.
They're all about that same point down
Yeah.
there. Rodgers was a couple years older than him, but Stafford...
Yeah.
You look at Aaron Rodgers, you look at Big Ben. Big Ben, when he first came out, was just a monster.
Yes.
He'd run people over, too.
Right.
But then again, the injuries...
He's not, but once again, he's not athletic.
No.
They didn't start getting athletic until
He wasn't athletic,
Rodgers
but he was
and Stafford.
bigger than he, dude. I can't take him down.
Right.
And then he'd run.
But you had Dante Culpepper.
Yeah, but Dante Culpepper decided he liked food.
Yes. Well,
More
that's
than
true,
playing football.
Right, but I'm just saying. And that happened to Ben, too.
You know what?
Did you
It
see
was
him? It looked like he
probably-
ate himself that one year. Are you
Yes.
kidding me?
It may have started with Aaron McNair.
Okay, yeah.
Came out of
sure.
Alcorn. But the thing
Yeah.
is, he had to play a Division II school, Alcorn State.
Right.
He couldn't play because nobody wanted him to play quarterback at
Right.
Division
They
I
wanted him
because he
to-
was too athletic.
Yep.
You got to play wide receiver. You got to play running back. No,
Right.
I'm a quarterback.
Yeah.
And then when he comes out, you see what he did, and then when he played with Tennessee, and then the dude was a baller.
Yep, without a doubt. Without a doubt. Yeah, you know what? I don't know how that dude slipped my mind, but yeah, you're right. That's probably where it started. But, and now it's the norm. But you know what I mean? Because you got to have a guy that lays the groundwork, right? But now it's the norm. These young guys that come in, they're definitely much more athletic. I mean, you still got the few, big guys, but they're still, like you said.
Even like the Randall Cunningham, who could run like a deer, but he didn't become a good passer till the injuries took its toll, and then when he got to Minnesota,
he was forced to sit in
of course,
the
then again
pocket.
he had Randy Moss and Chris Carter.
Sure. Dude, I'd be a good quarterback with those guys.
They made Jeff George a damn good quarterback.
Right.
Who had all the talent in the world but a 5-cent head, and actually he had a good eye there. But you look at that on it. But yeah, it was all about, like, you look at the Aaron McNair and the Michael Vick on there was on East Under, but then you seen Aaron Rodgers.
But once
and
again,
Stafford.
I think
you
Michael...
see the progression.
Right. I was going to say, Michael Vick was just a runner. He was just athletic with his feet, and he couldn't read defenses.
No, he could throw the ball
he
mile,
couldn't
but
get,
he couldn't hit.
He couldn't get through his progressions. That was ultimately his thing. It was just he was so good on his feet. And then you just didn't eat, like you said, with a flick of the wrist, that ball's fucking gone, down 60 yards downfield, and it barely looked like he threw it.
Yeah.
And it's like, God damn, if you could harness that into something and you had something between the ears, then you'd do something. But dude, you're a marshmallow factory between the fucking ears, and you're more focused on dog fighting than you are football, and you blew you're lucky fucking Andy Reid gave you a second shot.
Yeah.
But I mean, he relied on his legs and his feet. And to me, yes, he was athletic, but he's like Denard Robinson. He's an athletic guy that just didn't have a position.
No.
And so, granted, he played NFL quarterback, but he just felt like an athletic guy that just didn't have a position. And he just was successful running around and slinging the ball when he could get, just making shit happen, which dude, if all these guys could do, and that's what they're doing. They're integrating that with like the actual football player
mentality.
Yeah, mentality, mind. I mean, Vic was even smaller too. So these guys are, these guys are getting bigger now each and every year. So it's like, yeah, it's like a totally different game. So that's why those rules and all that stuff changes. I mean, it's
you're getting quarterbacks now that are 6'3", 6'4", 6'5", 220 pounds, and they're freaking mobile. I mean, they can run. And you go, Jesus.
So that's what I think you're going to start seeing, and that's why people freak out, because it's hard to find that quarterback. So that's why all these teams reach, and we'll find someone reaching for somebody that's going to shit the bed.
Oh, they're always going to reach center. Hopefully they want to reach with the Lions pick, and we can draft down there and get some more fun coupons.
Well, it's funny because that's probably the most common thing. If you're not in the top 2 or 3 picks, you just want to trade back.
Yeah.
I mean, that's we talked about it
right
before.
Right now, there's only one player I'd stick at 7 for, and that's Penny Sewell.
Yeah, if he made it down that far, sure.
If he falls us, then dude's a generational type offensive tackle.
Yeah. And to me,
any other year, he'd probably be the first pick overall. It's just with all these quarterbacks coming out this year, that's why he's falling.
Well, and everybody's quarterback.
Plus, he's getting penalized for sitting out because of COVID.
All right. Well, and then everybody is also very quarterback-centric right now, because your career as a coach is really only a few years, and it's always linked to your quarterback, so everybody reaches. And so that's why those cats get left behind. And we talked about it before. When you build a team that lasts for a long time, you build within the trenches, manageable contracts, and then you get good rookie skilled position players while you can keep them cheap and get rid of them when they cost you too much.
But I don't see Sewell getting past Cincinnati, because again the Bengals have their new uniforms on there, and they were showing them all sitting there dressed, and there's JoJo sitting in a chair with the uniform, and he's got the pant leg hiked up underneath, so you see that big old vertical scar from the ACL surgery.
Oh shit.
You think that was on yeah. Give me a damn tackle.
All right.
I see this. I don't want that happening again there. Protect my ass.
Yeah.
Dude, you can get this is the year too. You can get a receiver in the 2nd and 3rd round. That's pretty damn good. Get the tackle, keep your damn franchise quarterback upright and protected, and then you can do some damage there.
Sure.
That's what but if Sewell falls to us at 7, I would be running to the podium. Other than that, I'm trading down.
Well, and like I said, if you're any team, it's not even just Detroit. I feel like if you're not in the top 3, every team wants to trade back. And then what happens when we have the mad panic attack when the draft doesn't go the way they thought? I want to see that drama. We didn't get a whole heck. We got chalk last year, didn't we, pretty much?
I don't think it was pretty much up because there was no draft rooms. And
there was
everybody's at the.
I'm hoping we have a little bit more drama this year.
Dog made a draft pick and probably was their best draft pick. And again, I want to see the sweet ass Cliff Kingsbury pad there in Arizona in the desert and shit again.
Oh yeah.
And I want to see Jerry get hammered on his super yacht. Because with Jerry hammered on a super yacht making the picks without listening to his kid, he's going to make something stupid.
Well, Jerry, it's funny because Jerry really wants to make all kinds of weird picks and stuff. And then when he doesn't get what he wants, he's very dejected. And a lot of times it's just like when you hear some of this, it's like someone needs to get like some power of attorney situation with him sometimes. I just feel like there's points in time where he's super lucid and other points where his brain just is like, I don't know, it's cottage cheese. He could just be anywhere and not know it, He's like, whatever. You could just introduce him to some random person, tell him it was his niece, and he'd be like, oh, hi. And, like, he wouldn't know any different. He just seems like he's out there sometimes.
Hey, I'm Jerry Jones.
I'm Jerry Jones.
Uncle Jerry, I'm your niece.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I knew that.
Yeah, come on. You can go with us. Yeah, I knew that.
So we see on it, but it's going to be interesting next week with the draft and everything with it. But I mean, you see the craziness out there and with it, and then I think next Thursday we're going to get the full 2021 17 game release. The schedule.
Okay, so that'll be fun. That'll be fun to chat about. And we talked about it already. What's the over under on 18 weeks? Because they're going to go to you don't go to 17. It doesn't make any damn sense. 2023.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm thinking 2024, because 2023 is really fast, and I think because of the COVID situation and how it's been, I think it's going to be more 2024. When's the next collective bargaining agreement.
Let's find out.
Because that might dictate more than anything.
That could.
And so I'm kind of curious if our, because we talk about this a lot. I think we're the only ones that talk about it. We're like, why do you guys think that's going to happen? Well, now we got the 17.
Because it's happening.
It's happening. It's happening right now. So we got the 17. But when's the next CBA? Because I think that might be when we get a chance to see 18 weeks potentially. Because it's
2030.
Oh, so that's a ways away. So did they put it off that long?
No.
You don't think they put it off that long? That's a long time.
That's a long time.
Yeah, but it took them a while to get to 17 games because we've been talking about this for quite a few years.
So it might be 2025. Let's
Yeah.
just probably
Yeah.
go with they'll get through this for 4 years and then they'll go to 18 games.
Yeah. I think they will. I mean, at 17 games doesn't really make sense.
Or they may rush it on it because the 17 was just kind of a tease because they went from like 10 to 12 to 14 to 16.
Right.
And it's been 16 forever.
Right.
And now they're going to 7. I just don't see an odd standing that long of time on there.
Right.
They're going to have to make a move and go with that on there.
Right.
And,
That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm saying. Like, I 17 just seems like it doesn't make a whole lot of
go
sense.
with 18. Go with 2 buys.
Right.
You'll
You'll just have 2 preseason games.
Expand the roster probably to 60 players.
Right. And then you're not going to see. I think at that point.
Then you're going to see running back by committee.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. But you're doing that now anyway.
Yeah, you're doing that for the most part now.
But I think, my question is now, what do you do with those 2 preseason games? I'm not playing my guys that have locked into position.
I'm playing rookies.
I'm playing rookies and
some free agents.
yeah, I'm assessing players I don't know.
Right.
Like the guys that I know can perform and all that stuff. I'm not putting them on the field. I'm practicing them. I'm working them out. I'm making sure they're good. If I'm seeing things I don't like, maybe I put them on the field. Maybe I figured everything out in the first game and a half, and maybe I throw some guys out there for a quarter or something. I don't know, just to get them some reps. But I mean, I don't think that they're worried about getting like in-game reps per se. I mean, it's all about getting like TV revenue.
Right.
That's
all it is.
So
Because you're going to see quarterbacks and receivers just going to some freaking high schools in the off season and just work out in timing,
right.
like Brady did.
Yeah. So
We're going to work on timing, get some chemistry going, and
right.
boom.
Yeah.
Especially the second half of the season last year, it was just like bam, 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 bam.
Yeah, and I just think, we talked about it with the NBA. I just think when you get to a certain level as a professional, it isn't really about all that. You know what I'm saying? It's about, like you said, get some timing, some cohesion, get some, but like X's and O's and certain things, like you don't have to continue to beat that down. Now, if you're a flawed team, you're a young team, then yes, you kind of benefit more from some of that stuff. And that's why I think when you have, you're going to have, if you only got 2 preseason games, my guys that have established themselves, I'm not taking my time to work on that.
Yeah. So some of the rule changes on there
Anymore.
that came out officially today is approved relaxation of rules for numbers that players of certain positions can wear because of expanded practice squads. Running backs, wide receivers, tight ends, defensive backs, linebackers all can wear numbers in single digits now if they choose. Based on pre-existing NFL players' rules, players who want to change the numbers for the reason they have to buy out the inventory of the NFL's manufacturing partners. This would not apply to players who give notice in 2021 that they want their numbers changed in 2022. So that means is you can have a linebacker with like a number 5 now.
Interesting.
Again, I want my college number. I want to be number 5.
Yeah.
On there.
Yeah, that's cool, whatever.
Yeah, that's one of the few things I liked about college. I'm like, cool. You get to see a linebacker with a number 5, a defensive end with a number 3.
All right.
Woodson, defensive back would always have a number in the 20s. So he's number 2, on there. So I was kind of like, that was cool on it. With it. And again, like in the old days too, it was like Tom Harmon wore number 98 and he was a running back.
All right.
What the hell?
Yeah, I never understood why it like mattered what
It
number.
was basically an NFL thing because they're stodgy old dudes.
Nice.
On there. Approved 1-year experiment in an attempt to make it easier to recover onside kicks. In 2021, the receiving team on kickoffs will be limited to 9 players within 25 yards of the ball. Last season, NFL teams recovered only 3 of 67 onside kicks, the lowest total recovery rate at least since 2001. So we got that. Also, as a result, Eagles proposed the teams to be given an option to gain 15 yards on one offensive play from their own 25-yard line to retain possession after a score. That one's they haven't decided on yet. So,
How does that go again?
if you're tight in the game, instead of kicking the onside kick, you get the ball at your own 25, and you've got to get a 15-yard gain to retain possession.
Instead of doing an onside kick?
Right. If not, the team gets the ball where the ball basically
Wherever
down.
down.
The ball is dead at.
Yeah, it's a
You
possession.
make a play on there. So if you don't go for a pass and it's incomplete, the other team gets the ball at your 25.
15 yards in one play.
Table the rule that would expand into the area where players are prohibited from blocking below the waist. There's enough support to pass the rule, but several teams question they will still take time to address, so it'll be revisited next month. So,
Gotcha.
Eliminated overtime at preseason games. Like, how many times did that ever happen?
Who cares about
Yeah.
preseason overtime?
Change the rule now will force a loss of down. That will now force a loss of down if 2 passes are completed behind a line of scrimmage. They're laterals. They're not passes. So, again, what the hell?
That's dumb.
That's a dumb.
Yeah, that takes away a lot of that lateral movement, those crazy trick plays, right? Because it's like,
Yeah.
if you did if you did even it doesn't end around qualify. I mean, if you're doing something like that and you get nowhere with it, now you get a fucking penalized. You lose it down.
Yeah.
No, I think you already got penalized because you didn't, you went backwards, right?
Yep. Approve the rule change that ensures the enforcement of all accepted penalties during successive try attempts, defined as an opportunity for a team to score 1 or 2 additional points on one scrimmage down. That makes no sense whatsoever.
Yes, I don't know if I understand that at all.
Yeah. Did not act on the spot or choose proposal from the Ravens for the winner of overtime coin toss. In that scenario, the team that would have the option to choose which team would have the first possession of overtime or where the ball would be spotted. They tabled that. Deciding on to include taunting among its points of emphasis in 2021. Clarified the emphasis would be directed not at celebrations but towards those acrimonious interaction among players. So you can't sack the guy and flex over him, but if you're going to make a touchdown and you want to do like they did last year with all the cool celebrations in front of the
Sure,
guy,
you can do that.
You can do that still. Okay, I like that.
That's okay.
Kind of bring back the fun bunch and everything.
Yeah,
Table a proposal from the Buffalo Bills that would push back interviews for general manager and head coaching positions until after the championship round of the playoffs, and would have prevented hires until after the Super Bowl. Will be further studied. And that's what Buffalo wanted to do, because again, none of their coaches could be basically listened to in the interviews on there because they're still playing, and they say all teams should basically just sit tight till after the Super Bowl and go for it. And again, it would make, I don't know, minorities might get a shot at head coach like Eric Bieniemy in that.
Yeah, absolutely.
On there where they kind of got screwed, or Todd Bowles on there who kind of got screwed,
Yeah.
or Brian Leftwich who kind of got screwed because they were in the Super Bowl. Complete a study of the sharp drop in offensive holding during the 2020 season. Said Walt Anderson, the NFL's senior vice president of training and development, would clarify the standard and put together a video for teams to consume during the 2021 season. I didn't know that there was that much of a drop in holding calls, but I guess there was. So
Interesting. Yeah,
Interesting.
I didn't. Yeah.
Again, I think overtime, adopt the college damn overtime. I kind of like that one better than the sudden death. And so.
Yeah, I'm with you, I think, on that. Yeah. I mean, sudden death is like...
You don't have to make it the 25. You can do it at the starting at the 35 in the NFL because they're better and something like that.
Sure.
Let's see. So we got that. So
That's all of them?
That's it for the rules.
Good. They suck. Most of them suck. I don't have to mess with too much. I mean, I'm not trying to like be a fuddy-duddy about it, but like some of them I don't care, no big deal, whatever. But a lot of those are kind of dumb. That 15-yard one that they tabled, that 15-yard whatever, that's weird.
Oh, and then the guys
me,
are going to
but-
try to do the skybox referees cannot call for replay, but they can talk to the ref and the refs, talk them through it, and see if they want to order a replay on certain plays on there.
Okay.
That was, because now they're going to have the guy eye in the sky.
Eye in the sky. All right, well, I guess we shall see. So.
We shall see.
All right, so we still haven't heard anything on the NHL and their playoff situation, have we?
Nope.
Why? What's up
Other
with
than
that?
the first two rounds, Canada teams play Canadian teams, and that's all I know.
That's all we know right now.
That's all I know.
I mean, I guess that's something. I don't know if they're gonna bubble form that way after that. I don't know what they're gonna do. Okay, so we got that. You know, we still got the. I guess we're gonna talk a little soccer.
We'll get a little more on there too. Was it Justin Field came out and announced that he is dealing with epilepsy. He's had it as a child.
Oh, okay.
Never had any incident while playing in football or that, but he says I'm
Right.
dealing with this still. And I guess he's had several family members that have had epilepsy as a child, but they've outgrown it once they hit adulthood and that. So
Okay.
he expects the same thing to happen. Now, again, is this going to affect
His draft stock.
draft set?
Sure. Yeah. Might.
Fine. Good. He falls to 7. We can
Might.
draft him.
So yeah, there you go. So we'll kind of round that talk out. We got a little bit of NHL action. We got a little MLB action, and yes, we will make fun of soccer for a little bit at the end.
Because
Maybe.
it's just too damn easy.
Yeah, it is. So all right, we're gonna catch a break.
We at DSR2 Studio 57 Radio.
You're listening to Studio 57 Radio, your home for underground hip-hop, rap, and R&B. Studio 57 Radio.
Party people, this is the original Doc Ice, and you are definitely listening to Studio 57 Radio. And if Studio 57 Radio isn't on, then your radio ain't really on. Check that.
You're listening to Studio 57 Radio, your home for underground hip-hop, rap, and R&B. Studio 57 Radio.
Hey everybody, Scrappy here to tell you about That Radio Show. Hang with me as I break down the world of entertainment with great guests, celebrity interviews, awesome games with wonderful prizes. Also, we've got the biggest library of underground hip-hop of any station on the net. You mix in a little stand-up comedy and a text line so your voice can be heard, and you got a pretty good little show. But add listener-controlled programming? Yeah, you heard me. Listener-controlled programming, where you, the listener, can decide what makes it on the air. And now you've got the greatest show ever created. So join my show, your show, our show, the people's show, That Radio Show, each and every Tuesday, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, only here on Studio 57 Radio.
Hey everybody, this is your boy Big D, here to tell you about Mark for Life Tattoos. Guys, this place is the cleanest, most laid-back studio in Metro Detroit, and the artists are top-notch. And if you're like me from the D, you need to stop in on Fridays for that D-Day and get your Old English D for only $20. Not interested in tattoos? Mark for Life does body piercings. Mark for Life is located at 22533 Van Dyke in Warren, and the guys are there 7 days a week from noon to 9. So give them a call at 757-2222. That's 586-757-2222. Tell them Studio 57 sent you and get 20% off. So what are you waiting for? Call them now.
Hey everybody, Smokey here to tell you about Allstate. winter fast approaching, the most important thing between you and the road is your tires. So don't put your safety in just anybody's hands. Go to Allstate Tire. With new and quality used tires available, you can trust Allstate Tire for all your tire needs. You can visit them at 14208 9 Mile Road in Warren, or give them a call at 586-779-8759. Allstate Tire, your source for quality new and used tires.
What's happening, everybody? Scrappy here to tell you about Love and Life Club. Love and Life Club is a social networking club that's located at 19960 James Cousins. That's the Lodge service drive between 7 and 8 Mile Road in the D. You need to stop in for $5 Fridays for great music, food, and drinks. I personally recommend the chicken. Love and Life Club is also available for rental for bachelor parties, wedding receptions, or any party for that matter. For more information, log on to www.loveandlifeclub.com. That's loveandlifeclub.com, or call D at 313-999-2824. That's 313-999-2824. That's Love and Life Club. If you're loving life, you need to be in the club.
We are taking over this broadcast for the ultimate underground.
Studio 57 Radio Original. You know, when you hear that sound, you're gonna have a good time, because that's the sound of the Ultimate Underground live concert webcast from the Detroit area. We go to the most famous, or should I say infamous, venues in the D, and bring the underground music scene from the streets to your computer like nobody else can. There's only one catch. You never know when and where the Ultimate Underground is going to take over a broadcast. So you need to stay tuned to Studio 57 Radio all day, every day, for clues on when and where the next Ultimate Underground may happen. Now, there's no other station on the net that's going to give you this live webcast of some of the hottest artists in the D. That's the Ultimate Underground live on your home for hip-hop, rock and metal, Studio 57 Radio, baby.
Goodbye.
You get what you want, cause we got what you need. Studio 57, serving streets of the D. Recording, mixing, mastering, or great beats. We do what we do to keep you hot on the streets. You get what you want, cause we got what you need. Studio 57, serving streets of the D. Recording, mixing, mastering, or great beats. We do what we do to keep you hot on the streets. Studio 57 is a 32-track digital recording studio that utilizes Cool Edit, Logic Pro, Shure, AKG, Sennheiser, Yamaha, Korg, Mackie, Boss, Ibanez, Fender, Fruity Loops, and many, many more to make your music pop. Experienced and friendly engineers make Studio 57 feel like you're home away from home. With beat creation, mixing, mastering, digital media conversion, and DJs for any event, Studio 57 Records is your one-stop shop for all your music entertainment needs. We have online bill pay and flexible payment schedules. That makes Studio 57 the place to be. For more information, visit Studio57records.com. That's www.studio57records.com, or call us at 586-420-3390. That's 586-420-3390, or log on to Studio57records.com. And just remember one thing, baby. You get what you want, cause we got what you need. Studio 57, serving streets of the D. Recording, mixing, mastering, or great beats. We do what we do to keep you hot on the streets. You get what you want, cause we got what you need. Studio 57, serving streets of the D. Recording, mixing, mastering, or great beats. We do what we do to keep you hot on the streets.
Party people, this is the original Doc Ice, and you are definitely listening to Studio 57 Radio. And if Studio 57 Radio isn't on, then your radio ain't really on. Check that.
You're listening to Studio 57 Radio, your home for underground hip-hop, rap, and R&B. Studio 57 Radio.
Yo. All right, we're back. Hour 2. Little NFL and NBA conversation. So we're going to get into some MLB and some NHL and whatever you want to. We were just chatting it up about the drive-in. I like the drive-in. The movies are changing, but that is something I always enjoy. Anything you all want to talk about, get in on it. Text line 313-307-5340, studio57radio.com, and all over social media, Studio 57 Radio. Let's get it in. Mike, Joe, Fawn, Tony, Joe, everybody, Dan, Beer Can Dan, everybody, let's get it on. It is hour 2 of DSR2. I am Scrappy. Here's your host, Johnny the Moose.
Hey, we're back here for the second hour of DSR2 on this rather chilly winter-like Wednesday that's in late April. So again, who would ever thought this? It feels like January and not like late April.
Well,
especially when it was like 65 degrees 2 days ago.
Well, stupid Facebook memories reminded me like a few days ago that when I was up at my cabin up north like 7 years ago, I was out in the woods with frost on my fucking beard. So welcome to fucking Michigan.
Yeah. I got reminded 3 years ago, I was in Florida where it was nice and toasty
Yes.
warm. Yeah, kiss my ass.
Well, now you see what Florida's doing, right? Oh, dude. Yeah, we won't get into that here, but Jesus Christ.
I saw.
Fucking goddamn. That's why when you Google Florida man or Florida woman, you get the fucking results you get.
Yes.
God damn. Anyway,
Yep.
I digress. Welcome back live to Studio 57 Radio as we chill and kick it. Reminder, program note. Next week, we will not be on Wednesday. We will be on Thursday. It will be draft night. And it is a come in style. Bring your beverage and whatever of choice, snacks, whatever you got going on. It is our Super Bowl here in Detroit. And we are going to watch the draft. And we're going to go as far as we can get into it without, just like, taking over the whole night. So it's one of those where we kind of wing it. And it's based on how it goes. Well, we usually try to make it to the first round.
Yeah.
But we'll see how it goes. And how speedy it is and what happens. But it's always a fun night. So next week, not on Wednesday. Don't freak out if you come out here. We're not there. Thursday it is.
Thursday it is.
For the NFL draft. Watch it with us. Put it on your Tubi, Booby, Tubi. Turn the volume down. Turn us on. Hang out, have fun. And we'll be goofy stupid. Maybe I'll do picture-in-picture, and we'll have, like, different feeds of the draft up at the same time. We can nerd out. I could put, like, 4 of them up. How many different channels will have it?
Well, I think ABC and ESPN and NFL are all carrying, and maybe even Fox are all carrying the draft live.
So, there you go. I might get all of them up there. That'll puzzle your fucking brain. We're going to have sensory overload, because it's going to be shit from every angle. Draft day, baby.
And they still won't be able to pick as well as I do.
Yes. Well, we'll see how that goes too, Moose. We'll have fun. We need to make and should we come up with a drinking game? Do we need to come up with a drinking game for that?
I gotta drive home, so.
Oh, he's like, no, we can't play drinking games. I gotta leave. Yeah, that's right. Like, that's kind of scary thought now you think about it. No, if it was on a Friday, we
I'll
could
tell
get away
Kelly,
with that.
you gotta come pick me,
Yeah,
pick me up and then drop me off.
Yes.
And pick me up later.
Yeah, there you go.
So we'll get into that on there. So yeah, lots of still craziness going on here. Baseball on there. And again, MLB Tiger game yesterday was canceled. Why? Because of snow.
Snow. Snow. Really? That's. I looked outside. I was so depressed, Moose. Like, it looks pretty. It's like, but I don't want to see it anymore.
No.
Go away. Just go away. So, yeah, when I came out and the whole place was covered in snow, my truck was covered, the grass was covered, I was like, no. And this is how out of it, or how I did, this is when I knew So I'm driving in today, this morning. Of course, we had the snow and everything. And I'm tootling along down a road down here, Shaner Road. And guys, obviously, I don't expect you to be from the area, but it's just it's 2 lanes on either side, pretty mellow road, especially at 5 o'clock in the fucking morning. And I'm driving in a straight line, and I'm not speeding. I'm not doing anything crazy. There's nobody around. I'm just driving, and I'm driving in a straight line, and all of a sudden, my truck maintains that straight line. It doesn't maintain its straight posture. I'm at a 45-degree angle, like just sliding down Shaner. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? It gave me a fucking heart attack. Of course, I brought the truck back in, straightened out, but there were accidents everywhere because of the black ice scenario. And it's like, what in the is going on right now? So yeah, that's Michigan. Welcome to Michigan. Minnesota gets it, I'm sure. Other Midwestern states deal with it, but yeah, it's Michigan's real bad because of the being surrounded by the lakes and stuff. So it gets pretty goofy around here. And then in opposite news of the snow, usually it's up north and they didn't get shit. No, it was all down here.
The system just kind of dipped down.
Yeah. And I went to Ohio, so it was they were just. I was like, the further south I got, I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Is it November or like December or something?
Yeah, it sure felt like it.
I'm like, what? Yikes! So, yeah, that'll throw you off your game. It freaked out all the plants because they were all ready to go. But welcome to life in Michigan, and nobody cares. So, kind of like the soccer thing, and nobody cares. We'll make fun of it later. But I do kind of care a little bit about baseball right now. Your boy Badu has been amazing to watch, and there's been a few surprises this year in MLB. Right. So I'm kind of and guess what? The other nice one, and I have a question. I don't know what everybody thinks, but how about them Yankees? I think, Yankee Nation is always so loud and vocal, so they're like the hated team. And so I think people are loving this stuff. And
of course they are.
I don't know that just this recent victory yesterday was, I don't know if that's any sign of them turning around or not.
No,
but we'll
it isn't.
See. I just don't feel it right now. So there's some MLB talk we'll get into. I know...
Yeah, I mean,
I know Canada Mike is a Dodgers and a Tigers fan, and he's listening. So
he's happy because the Dodgers are just walking away.
I was about to say the Dodgers are finally now doing what Dodgers should have been doing.
Yes.
So
you look on there, and again, the Yankee fan is looking like, what the hell's going on?
Right.
And then you got the Red Sox, who were downright freaking god awful last year. Wow, they get their manager back after they fired him, and then they hire him back, and they're the 12-6, best record in the American League.
All right. It's still early, like we said. You kind of get a feel for the teams here now, and it's starting to kind of round out a little bit. But, yeah, a few more games, and you'll just kind of, I think, get a feel for what these teams are all about. But right now, it's once again, as we talked with the Pistons, if you're a Tigers fan, you're just looking at what's entertaining. And to me right now, the whole Badu thing's been great.
Yeah.
He's been worth the price of admission at this point.
He's been worth the price of admission. What we're seeing now out of Casey Mize in his last couple starts on it looking better.
Yeah, look a lot better, yep.
The velocity's up there from back to where he was in college.
Right.
Fulmer's actually looking pretty good. Boyd's not looking too bad, but offensive-wise, if they're not hitting home runs, they're not hitting.
Yeah, no, I know. Yeah, and that's the league, right? It's boom or bust. I mean, the strikeout rate the strikeout numbers are retarded.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's like it's boom or bust. I mean, they're swinging on everything as hard as they can. It feels like.
It sure does.
And Detroit is like the epitome of that right now. So, but yeah, like you said, the Dodgers are doing their thing. They're winning games and life is good there, but. In Detroit, we're forced to look at all those little things, and we'll see. Like I said, we always talk about the 40-game mark as the feel for it. I don't know if you need that now, the way things have been lately. But yeah, we're starting to we're starting to see the picture kind of play out. So we'll see what's up with that. My question is how and you know, it's cool. I'm glad baseball's back. It's cool because here at least they're putting some people in the games, and we can go to like I can get Tigers tickets right now. It's just, you know, I don't know. I'm not, you know, maybe I'll go and check out Badu for sure at some point this year, but so that's nice. That's a little bit of normalcy in a crazy world, but it's early yet. So,
Yes.
so I it's all about hockey for me right now in those two sports that we haven't chatted on today, and how they're gonna do this goddamn playoff thing. Excuse my language. I still think that you know, you can do those Canadian teams in the first 2 rounds. Is that what they're doing?
Yeah.
And then I don't know what they're going to do after that. And that one is weird to me. But I haven't gotten in nearly as much hockey as I normally would have. And even with the games because there's been a lot of basketball games available, I don't think I've absorbed as many as I thought I would have. And I've been trying to seek out guys. We talked about it a little early before, and maybe it'll be a topic another day. But, you know, cats that you seek out to watch in the NBA. Who are you seeking out and watching in the NHL right now?
Right now, player-wise, I don't know if I'm on here. I mean,
Yeah, I think hockey.
team-wise on there might be on there the way they're playing on there. And again, just because locally is the way Anthony Mantha has been playing with Washington. Might be the Capitals right now.
Sure. Yeah.
I mean, again, his first 4 games with the Capitals, he scores a goal in each game.
Well,
And they're like,
goddamn.
well, see, that's what happens. No, it's nothing with the coaching. Dude, he's playing probably on the same line as Ovechkin. So then again, is
Yes.
yeah, that's why he's getting set up.
All right.
They've got a lot better talent than the Wings.
Absolutely.
And again, the Wings are terrible on there, but you know what? Defensive wise, the young guys are starting to play a little bit more, and they're playing a little bit better defensive wise on there. They're still not winning games and everything with it. Yeah, they're winning games, but they're not winning tons of games on there. I mean, right now is Columbus is behind us, Jersey's behind us, Buffalo's behind us, Ottawa's, I think, tied with us, and then the Anaheim is behind us. But I mean, they're going to still end up with a top 5 pick and everything probably, unless Bettman finds a way to fuck us over because he hates us.
Well, and he does it.
He does hate us. You know, you're starting to see some of these kids. Zadina's playing better. Rasmussen's playing better. And again, wait till we get Moritz next year, Sider next year on there. This team's going to be a better team on there. And again, is Blashill the coach on there? No, but we'll see what they do on there. I mean,
Well, it's one of those things where, like, at some point, they need to pull the trigger on somebody else. I think we're all pretty clear on that. It's just a matter of when and how and who, and do they have something in mind. Now, I'm going to lose my mind if they extend him, but I think if Yzerman extends him and it's only a year or two, I think some people will, because it's Yzerman, go, I mean, all right. And I mean, ultimately, I might be that way too, but it's a roll of the eyes, and it's like, all right, because what are we doing tangibly to turn this team around? I understand that Tampa was probably a better situation going in to deal with, but you turn that son of a bitch around real quick. So expectations are high.
yes.
So so even if you don't necessarily, win any more games with a new coach right away, seeing some tangible changes and improvements and a direction would be nice. And I feel like when you still have Blashill there as head coach, you have an undefined direction. Does that make sense?
No, it's
does that
perfect.
seem
It
real?
makes perfect sense on there. I think we don't know what is their vision,
Right.
long-term wise on
Sure.
this with team. On it, they do definitely is. And of course, if he doesn't fire from this season, it gives him another year or whatever. It basically says, listen, what's on the products on the ice is not all Blash's fault. Is look at what I walked into.
Sure.
I'm left. I didn't have any talent.
Right.
Unlike when I walked into Tampa, I had some talent there. I was able to piece things out there, and of course he gets lucky and gets the drafts that he got. On there. And I think that's what we're looking on there with it. Some of the cats out there that he's drafted with it. I mean, Sider, we all kind of question like, what are you going here? And now lo and behold, you go, dude's like a beast, a defenseman. And again, looks on there, he's now the number one prospect in all of the NHL. For a cat that's still in the minors or playing overseas and that with it. So, yeah, this is going to be a season. Right now, is of all the teams out there, and especially here in Detroit, who I have the most faith in right now, might be the Pistons, believe it or not.
I know.
Who would have thought that? I'm like,
Yeah,
hey.
right.
And now you have a legit
Well,
general manager who's like, hey, nobody's safe. I'm wheeling them like, oh, great, we're in my 7th pick over. This sucks on there. And next thing you know, we go, crap, we end up with 3 number 1 picks.
all right.
And all 3 players are playing substantial minutes, and we're seeing something out of them going, all right. So
Right.
we'll see what he does in year 2 and so forth with it.
Well, and if you're woefully optimistic, you're expecting that same kind of result from the Lions this year,
Yes.
right? Because they
again,
see
we've seen the moves that Brad Holmes has made for us, and you go, all right, this is what happens when you have an adult in the room.
right.
I'm not saying it's
Well,
great, but
no,
if versus
exactly.
what we've seen out of the last 2 regimes on there, yeah, it's an adult
Right.
out there. He's making adult decisions, adult moves in that, and he's like going, oh, they're not going to take a quarterback. We don't know that because they're there at every damn pro day.
Sure.
Well, my second pro day, we'll be there again.
All right.
We're not, cards are here. I'm not showing you my cards.
All right.
What's on the table? Everything's on the
Everything's on. Yeah, absolutely.
And that's what a good general manager does. It's like,
All right.
everything's on the table. I'm not telling you what I'm doing or not doing.
All right.
I'm not showing you anything. Everything's on the table.
Yeah.
I may trade down. I may not trade down. If that quarterback's there, I may take him.
Right.
Or we may just say, oh, what? We may inquire about moving up.
Well,
to get
and the
quarterback.
whole Goff Stafford thing with the picks and all that sets you up to be able to do that, right?
Yeah.
Because you can say, well, you don't know. I got my quarterback, or maybe I do, or maybe I don't. Maybe I don't have my quarterback. Maybe he's just going to be my backup.
Yeah.
Maybe he's going to sit in for a couple of games while my rookie gets acclimated, and then in week 5 or 6, I'll be starting him.
Yeah.
So with the way they kind of did business in this off season, that's left everybody kind of scratching their heads, and they have that ability to do that, to kind of kayfabe everybody on their intentions or whatever. So I like that. That's different from what we've seen from them in the past, and I know that goes to your whole point of the adult in the room kind of situation. So I like it. But I'm still obviously skeptical of what's going to happen here in the end. We'll see how it goes, because really, to be honest, drafting Calvin and Stafford and Sue and some of these other guys, that was all great, but it didn't lead to anything.
No.
And so we need to exceed those expectations there a little bit, and I'm kind of curious, but I mean, yeah, it doesn't matter if it's what sport it is here in Detroit, that you're going to have that situation there.
Yeah,
a
because
little
they
bit.
look at the Wings of the last 10 are 4-4-2.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've lost 3, but they've lost a couple games in overtime. So I mean, with it, so they're still getting some points and everything with it. And again, we look at what Washington's doing on there, and we'll see what happens. But Patrick Marleau just set the record for most games played in the NHL.
Yes,
history.
he just passed Gordie Howe, right?
Right, great. Yeah, again, and of course, well, look, Gordie was 43. Yeah, but remember, there was that 10-year window where Gordie didn't play in the NHL. He was in the WHL, so that doesn't count to that. But
Right.
again, great. You stayed healthy and you had a long career. That's why you broke the record.
All right.
But
No, that's cool, but I
that's
don't, whatever.
cool, but you're not like a great point guy on there. I mean,
Yeah, no.
Gretzky, basically, you're behind. I mean, Gretzky could not have. Gretzky may have. They've said is if you took Gretzky's points and say Gretzky never scored a goal in the NHL, with all the assists under, he still leads the NHL in all-time points.
All right.
Now you add on all the goals on there. Gordy was basically too. Gordy played forever,
Sure.
literally forever.
Right.
But then
Yeah.
Gordy Howe hat trick, a fight or a goal, assist, and a fight.
Right.
And again, I don't want to fight Gordy. I mean, especially back then, it's like everybody else is like 5'8",
Yeah, right,
5'10",
right, yeah.
And here's Gordy at 6'2", 230, just
Right.
beating the snot out of me.
All right. On
That's
the ice.
great.
That's
I
awesome.
took a puck that hit or on there and on there. Oh, on me dying on it. Yeah, I'll be back in September.
Oh, yeah.
I'll be on the ice to raise the Stanley Cup. I'm gonna play another 25 years in the NHL.
Yeah, he's a bad dude, but it's my whole thing is so this is my take on it. If you play a professional sport and you can have your name etched in the record books for anything that is positive,
Yeah, it's a
it's
positive
a win.
thing.
It's a win.
You know what? It's
So,
basically
it's
what's
a
the
win.
best ability?
Availability, sure, and he delivered. He delivered on that. So like, it's the same kind of thing with, some of these guys. You just kind of appreciate the fact that they were able to play at a high enough level to be like that for that long. So, kudos to him for doing all that. But I'm kind of like you. Like, it's one of those stats that's not like. It's not an entertain me stat, right? We talk about it here. Entertain me. I don't care what you got to do. Entertain me. And we're pretty consistent with that. So, yeah, I'm with you. It's not one of those stats, but I think it's cool. I mean, shoot. I'd like to be able to play in the league for 20 effing years, any league.
Yeah.
And be able to even have a shot at the most games played. Like, that's some Iron Man type shit there, too, because you're not playing tiddlywinks over here.
No,
I
it's
mean,
not.
hockey's no joke.
I mean, yeah, he's got over almost 1,200 career points on there. 566 goals, 630 assists, and 1,196 total points on there. So, with it, so yeah, he's a good player. He's not He's not even a point a game type guy out there. Probably a real decent two-way player. He's not even a great two-way player because he's plus minus over his career. He's minus 22. So he's not even that great. I mean, he's a decent player out there with it. And again, you're with San Jose, so you great. You played forever with the San Jose, but you haven't won a Stanley Cup yet.
All right.
I bet you he would rather say, all right, I'd rather not win the records on there. I want a Stanley Cup.
Yeah. Yep. Absolutely. Yeah, I think in the end that's what defines your career, right?
Right.
The most. So.
But yeah, we look at that on there, and again, it's. On it, somebody was so joking funny is because Toronto got Nick Foligno and his dad played with Toronto too, and they're taking whether or not they're gonna pass a rule on there that he's got to wear that freaking ugly helmet that his father used to wear. I want to tweet it on there and say, does he have to wear that face mask he had when he wore too like his dad did when his dad got his jaw broken by kosher on there, and also he started like, hey, I got a face mask, you can't hurt me, and then Joey basically hit the face mask and the whole helmet shifted, and he's like, oh my god, it hurt. Hurt jaw. That's what you get. Hands of stone there. Don't beat up on Joey because you're gonna lose. Don't pick a fight with Joey or Bob.
Yeah. Bob Probert was had some performance enhancing shit going on there with his
cocaine.
Yeah.
Somebody put a meme out there. You can announce all the Coke flavors you want. The only flavor I want added to it is cocaine. Back into it.
Oh my goodness.
So yeah, he beat Gordie Howe. Let's see here. Gordie Howe's he beat him on there, but Gordie Howe is over a point a game player. 1,767 games played, 801 goals, 1,049 assists, 1,850 points all time. Plus minus plus 160.
That's a big number though when you start thinking about over a career that long.
Yes.
To be a plus.
And remember the first 20 years of it, or the first he came in 46, so 46 through 66, there were only 6 teams in the damn NHL. So every night he was going against the top players in the world.
All right.
With that, so yeah, that's a huge difference out there than again what's out there today. So.
Nice. Very nice. So, yeah, I think So what's our playoff seeding looking like over there? If they, since they're going to play it, they're going to split Canada and USA, right?
Yes.
So
So basically, I think it's going to go stay within the division for the first 2 rounds.
sure.
And then they'll split it up. Number
So,
one.
so yeah, I want to see what kind of weird matchups we're looking at.
I mean, they would think.
Because I mean, do they have them? Yeah, they should have like, yeah, you should be able to see the seedings pretty
Yeah, because they're
clearly.
Doing
They're doing it what?
let's see here.
Because that's still mystifying to me that we don't have like, because now we already know about like.
So essentially, it's the top 4 teams of each division.
Okay.
So right now is in the Central Division.
All right.
Carolina, Florida, Tampa, Nashville are basically at the top of the division. So it'll be Carolina versus Nashville, Florida versus Tampa Bay.
Okay.
Actually, it'd be pretty good matchups, actually.
Right.
Actually, the Florida Tampa Bay be a great one on there.
Yeah, and they're in the
Carolina should take care of Nashville.
Yeah.
And then we got the East. We got Washington, the Islanders, Pittsburgh, Boston.
Okay. Yeah,
Washington
no, I like
versus
that.
Boston is going to be a tight one because Boston does have really good defense and a great goaltending wise on there. And again, the Capitals. Remember, I'm not buying into the Capitals.
No, we
because
talked about that. Yeah, that's too
Islanders,
many
Pittsburgh. I'm going to be an Islander fan because I want frickin' Pittsburgh to get the shit kicked out of them.
Always.
Then we
Yeah.
got Toronto, Winnipeg, Edmonton, Montreal. So it'll be Toronto versus Montreal. Original 6, great matchup there. Winnipeg, Edmonton, that actually be a pretty good matchup.
Yeah, see,
on
they
there,
got some good stuff going then.
And then we got Vegas, Colorado, Minnesota, Arizona. Vegas, they should take care of Arizona. And then we've got Colorado, Minnesota. That actually might be a pretty good matchup on there, with it. So that's going to be interesting on there.
You know, in the end, this may work out all right for them. It's just so weird to me. And then, you know, we've got all this other weird stuff going on with different sports, whether it be playing scenarios with the NBA and, you know, the schedule change here with the NFL. But the fact that we don't really know what the hell they're doing in the NHL for their playoff, because those guys, them teams, they haven't played any. We don't know what to, like. How do you, when they finally have to go against each other, right? When it finally comes down to it, like, how are you going to know? No one's played anybody from that side of the world. It's so weird. Yeah, I think this one from that, but I don't know because they didn't play anybody on that side of the world. So how good are they really?
They haven't played anybody outside their own division.
That's what I'm saying. It's going to be weird.
It's going to be totally weird. You go, what the hell's going on here?
Yeah, so it's
all right,
hard
so
to call.
here's a six stat on there because I just pulled up Wayne Gretzky's. Gretzky played 1,487 total games. Goals, 894. Assists, 1,963 for a total points of 2,857.
Wow.
He's only a 2-point-a-game player on there. His plus minus, 520.
That's why he is the great one, right?
That's insane.
That's why it's not even in dispute.
He scored 204 power play goals.
Yeah. That's why it's not even dispute, right? Because they
Yes.
talk about the greatest in the sport, right? So the GOAT in football is Brady, and everybody wants to make an argument that it's somebody else. And then the GOAT in basketball is Jordan. Everybody wants to make an argument it's somebody else. But the GOAT in hockey, without a doubt, is Gretzky, and ain't nobody even trying to make an argument otherwise.
He's 1,000 points ahead of Gordy.
You can't. Like, there's no logical argument you could make. Now, you can say you like somebody else's game more because that's who you watched and that's what you grew up with, and you're a victim of your era and the time that's most influential to you. But in real, you know, there's no other. He's the GOAT. I don't know what else to say.
Okay, here's another crazy one on it. I just figured, okay, we'll see the plus minus. Nick Lidstrom. 1,564 total games, 264 goals, 878 assists, total points 1,142, plus minus 450.
That's a good plus minus.
That's a great plus minus.
Yeah.
Power play goals, 132 power play goals, 590 power play points. Again, that's why he's arguably the best or second best defenseman of all time.
All right. Dun, 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 dun.
So, we lost half our audience because I geeked out.
Yeah, no, it's all right. Nobody, it is what it is. They're really
But yeah,
gonna-
it's interesting on there. But yeah, I really enjoy it, and then we'll see what happens on there. The other night they had Dallas wearing like their freaking whatever all white uniform, white pants.
Oh, so are we gonna get those black jerseys back? Put them in some red pants and black jerseys with
I
a
would
red
love
trim.
to see the black jerseys out there.
Yeah,
on there
instead of
for
doing
an
all
alternate jersey.
yeah. You just need a couple of games a year.
Because again, you don't need to screw with the logo. It's a great logo.
Oh yeah, the Red Wings logo is the most iconic logo in sports, besides maybe the old English D, which is so weird about being
I would
here,
say
and
it's
some other
probably
ones.
the second or third best uniform on there with
Sure.
the on there. I still love the Blackhawks on there. I think the
I do
Blackhawks
too.
with the red jersey on there is just the best damn jersey.
Oh
in
yeah,
all
you like the
sports.
red one? I like the Blackhawks jersey. I think I'd go actually with the black because we were talking about it before. Yeah, the red one, sure. But the Blackhawk logo is super cool.
It is a cool logo.
Yeah.
When people bitch, I'm like, dude, it's a great logo.
Yeah, and it's not a
Caricature.
Yeah, it's not a-
and
yeah.
again, it's on their base, and again, they do have the approval of the
Sure.
the Indian tribe there.
All
It's
right.
like, listen, it's with it. And I think it's again. I saw an alternate mock-up of one, and it was a pretty sick looking because it was an Indian style on it, but it was a hawk, a black hawk with the same like feathers and different colors like the banner. It was pretty good, but I do love the Black Hawk jersey.
Yeah.
And again, it's not derogatory towards them. It's
Right.
not like Redskins or even the Braves.
Right.
Or Chief Wahoo.
Yeah, I know. Jeez.
Serious.
Yeah, that looked like an old like dated cartoon.
If you got to keep changing your jersey and your uniform, and that means is you just haven't hit it right.
That's true. That is true because that stuff. Branding seems, if it done properly, withstands the test of time. That's
Right.
the whole point,
Yes.
So,
I mean,
Which-
the English D with the white uniforms and that
Yeah.
dark navy pinstripe on there, on
Sure.
down to the seam in it.
Right.
That's great. I
Yep.
love it on there. The Dodgers white with that Dodger blue or Dodgers, man. It's
Right.
just, that's stellar.
yep.
Yankees,
Absolutely.
fuck that. I hate pinstripes.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of
Especially
the
white with the pinstripe.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not a fan of the white with the pinstripe. It's not. I mean, I don't mind the pinstripe, but not white with the pinstripe. It looks kind of goofy. Kind of like that jersey over there. Funny. But anyway, so dude, what was this stupid Super League bullshit? I mean, come on, man. Is this rich folks trying to get richer? And
Yes,
everybody
it's
said,
exactly
and
what-
everybody said, "Oh hell no, you ain't taking my money."
It's exactly what it was. It was
I mean-
basically it was the big market power teams in all Europe wanted to leave their successive leagues and join a super league.
And they started a fucking revolt, is what they did.
It basically it was again FIFA immediately came out and says if you do that, you're not playing in the World Cup
Right.
right off the bat. Of course, why is because the owners got tired of like giving money to FIFA. Like, what are we getting out of this?
Right.
Bastards. But yeah, I wanted again doing that on there was not a good thing. But yeah, you had again 12 of the biggest clubs basically wanted to break away from their organizations and create their own super league. And it was the big market teams in that. It was Man U, Man City, Chelsea, Real Madrid. I mean, you had all the premier teams out there,
Right.
and it turned into an unmitigated fucking disaster.
And
Fans were revolting. Liverpool's like going, holy crap, man, they're ready to storm the damn stadium here, and we're not even playing.
all right. Well, it's one of those things where like it's so ingrained in the culture over there in Europe. So you are just, I mean, football's everything over there for
Yeah.
them, and so you're basically saying, okay, you guys will never compete again, and then all the greatest in the world that go to this league will never come back and play against
Right.
the other teams. I mean, it would have completely destroyed that sport for what. And look, the whole relegation thing and all that stuff may be complicated and convoluted and goofy, and FIFA might be a hot mess and all this other nonsense that goes on with hockey. Or I mean, with soccer, but that wasn't gonna fix anything. Jesus
Well,
Christ! I mean, that's like, yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like compounding a problem. It's like, oh, you got a broken arm. Here, let me shoot you in the kneecap. Like,
Yeah, because the whole aspect is like, well, we're going to create our own league. Whereas, like, you have the English Premier League and you have the B League on there. Basically, is if you finish the bottom of the Premier League, guess what? You move
get
down.
relegated, sure.
And you win the B League on there, you move up
back
on there.
up,
So it's
yeah.
a constant rotation.
Right.
So you see, again, a smaller team that gets up there and says, oh, great, we win. And then we have a couple down years. We're out. It's going to take another 5 years to get back into it. But, yeah,
Right.
I mean, this whole thing of, oh, my God.
But yeah, they want what they, and you know what happens? It's us greedy Americans, damn it. These American owners,
Right. They
have
want
it.
they want all the
They
money.
want all that money, and they got it loaded like that here. It's rigged like that here for them. They got that same. That's why.
Yeah, because you see the Glazers own Man U.
Yeah.
And they're like going, hey, we're getting all this money from the NFL.
this is
Here's what we can do.
Yeah, this is how we do it in
Well,
Tampa.
You forgot is the fan base on there's a lot more prevalent in fever pitch, and they're like going, fuck you.
Yeah, no, because the rules still are different, and you don't want to do that. Yeah, the NFL does that, but the NFL has profit sharing and works together, and it's one league of its own.
And yet you're not making, basically, they don't trade player for player now. They trade player for frickin' tens and millions of dollars.
Right.
Oh, yeah, Sosa's getting traded to Real Madrid for $75 million. You go, holy shit.
All right.
That's serious money.
Yep.
And you go, oh, my God, what are these cats getting paid? I mean,
They make big loot.
yeah, I mean, obviously we know they don't take a hit or anything because they fall down. If you blow in their ear, oh my God!
Yeah, right. I know. It looks like they got someone shot a rocket in their ear hole. Yeah, I always love those soccer things. It's just funny when you see them exaggerating.
But yeah, it turned into a real unmitigated disaster. And again, another thing where owners and leagues basically are not thinking what's good long term for the sport. They were just thinking short term on there. And again, what other basically bad decisions business on there were on there? And again, one would basically be IndyCar racing. But basically, when the owner of the old Indy 500 said, I don't want open wheel racing on road courses on there. We're going to have all oval. And he split. There was a split. And it's never recovered.
Right.
I mean, come on. The Indy 500 was way bigger.
Yeah, it was.
The Daytona 500
when
was
I
great, but Indy, man, was like, worldwide.
Yeah, no, you're right.
And you go, okay, yeah, it's on during the day on Memorial Weekend, and it's on, okay, 12 noon. All right, I'm sitting reading this down. Boom, I'm watching a little bit of the Indy, man, because I loved watching open wheel racing and that. Growing up as a kid, and a teenager. And then they split and go, where do I watch it? What's going on? Who are these people? I don't know.
Right.
With that, and it destroyed itself on that with it. Again, the USFL. You had a
that
nice
was the
little,
one I was thinking
you
of.
had a nice little niche spring league
Yep.
that had some talent that actually had NFL caliber talent.
Sure.
And again, you were a little niche, and the numbers were okay. You saw that with it, but then you had a certain owner say, you know what, we need to take on the NFL on it because he wanted to get an NFL team cheap.
Yep.
And destroyed the frickin' league in a year.
Ugh.
Again, rat fucking bastard.
Yep. Absolutely.
Because you know why? We had a damn championship talent team on there. We won the first USFL championship.
Yeah.
And we were a playoff team the second year. And the third year, they basically said, fuck this, because they're going to go to spring. We're going to just fold. And they combined with the Oakland Invaders. And they still went to the championship game that year and, of course, lost to Philadelphia.
All right.
Fucking bastard. Because that was that Panthers team probably could have beat the Lions team at that time. We had a better quarterback.
Right.
With the Panthers with Bobby Hebert.
Bobby Hebert, holy cow.
The Raging Cajun, baby.
Yeah. Damn.
Anthony Carter.
Yep.
David Greenwood. John Corker. Novo Bovic with his atomic toe.
Yes.
It's a great team. And again, a great uniform, man. A great color combo. The maroon and the champagne, baby. That was awesome. But yeah, you look at that. All sorts of craziness on there. Again, these idiots here.
Yeah.
The NHL over expansion.
Oh yeah, that yeah. Well, remember when they tried to they were talking about sending a Super Bowl to London and all that shit?
Again, the NFL is going to do that because we're getting starting whatever next year or the year after that. Everybody's going to lose a home game to play overseas.
No, I
Because
don't,
you got that odd number, so everybody's not really. You're not losing a home game.
Right.
You're just taking that. What would be your 9th home game is now overseas.
I think
Whether it's London or Mexico City or Japan. Who knows?
I don't think that that's going to be a thing anymore. I think that's going to slowly like dial back, because unnecessary international travel for something that doesn't generate any more revenue is not worth it.
You may see a couple more games. You may see going up to play Canada or
Sure.
Mexico, but they're not going to they'll probably wean
Sure.
off the London. The Japan one will probably be out the door.
And the whole idea of ever fucking having a Super Bowl anywhere but in this country, I think, is off the table as well.
It better be.
It's just stupid. So, but yeah, those are just crazy, dumb ideas that they had out there. There's a lot of them, though. I mean, we could probably do a whole damn show on that stuff. There's a lot of them, I'm sure.
I mean,
if we really did the research on
Incarnation
them.
1 or
Yeah.
Incarnation 2.
Yeah, I mean,
Hopefully 3 finally, maybe third time's a charm.
hopefully, all that stuff. Well, I mean, even the Canadian Football League's not doing well. I don't know if that's necessarily considered a success. You had arena football,
It's arena football is still around.
yeah,
It's
it's
a
what
niche
is
group.
it? Yeah, it's not. It never. So I mean, there's a lot of sports like that never really, that kind of go unnoticed, so to speak.
Yeah.
So whatever. I watch like crazy channels from other countries and watch weird sports and like cricket, and,
Boxing.
and yeah,
I mean,
yeah. Boxing went bye bye.
Yeah, because they basically
Uh,
ate themselves.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing.
They
When you
cannibalize themselves because there
Sure.
was so many damn. You got too many damn divisions out there.
Yep.
Basically used to be WBC, WBF, or under WBO, and that was it.
All right.
And then also you got the IBF, and suddenly look, there's 6 different boxing federations. What the
Right.
hell?
Yeah, right.
Who's who? I mean, come on, get down to 1 or 2,
Right.
and that's it.
right.
And get it. You know what? Better get some decent promoters out there.
Well, that was always a big thing to me. I always felt like, I know Don King was a big fat douchebag.
But nobody promoted a fight.
No one
better than him.
promoted. Yeah, I say nobody promoted a fight better than him. So if you could get a guy that had his promotion skills,
There wasn't a complete crook.
right? That's what I'm saying. If that wasn't a total fuck bag, then maybe you could bring hockey back. I mean, Dana White isn't totally clean, but he's less of a fuck bag, and he was able to do that with a sport that wasn't even a sport. So why the fuck can't we bring boxing back?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, to me, so it just feels like they've never gotten that figured out, is from a marketing and a PR and all that standpoint. UFC figured it out. We're gonna get some unified rules and weight classes, and we're gonna do all this stuff, and then we're gonna market these cats. We're gonna have reality shows. We're gonna do all this thing behind it, and we're gonna push money behind it, and we're gonna make a thing. I just don't. I haven't seen that out of boxing. And like you said, a big part of that is the identity of boxing. Like, it was oversaturation. It's like kind of like pro wrestling now. There's a lot of pro wrestling fans, but it's so oversaturated that
Right.
it's more than the fans can take in. Even if everybody watched it all the time, it becomes too much. It's the same question that they have with the NFL and these Thursday games. It's like, okay, now you're having Thursday games and Saturday games when college is done. So now the only day you don't have football is Tuesday and Wednesday.
And this year we had Tuesday and Wednesday football.
All right, because of the
COVID.
schedule. So it's like you're just having all these weird games in the mornings
Yeah.
and stuff because you're doing games overseas, and so yeah, I think oversaturation is a real thing. And it kind of even goes to your take earlier on the hockey expanding too much.
You got the hockey expanding. You got moving teams from cities out there to say, oh, yeah, there's a market here.
Sure.
There's not a market in Arizona.
Yeah,
There's
right.
not a market in Florida because, again, they're all transplants.
Well, and move the whole Rams to LA and moving that whole scenario around, and what did we do? We brought San Diego down. Why did we bring San Diego down again?
San Diego came up because he could get an arena deal
building.
with the
But
city.
I mean, it's just. And then
But again, Charger fans aren't going to LA, and LA fans are going, no. I mean,
Right.
they show up for the Rams because the Rams were in LA for the longest time.
Sure.
out there.
That makes a little bit more sense just because they were there before. But
Right.
But it's just goofy. And then you move the Raiders out to Vegas, and it's like, what are we doing here with some of this stuff? I get it, but
the NBA, you have this basically Oklahoma City Thunder came from Seattle. Seattle was a super hotbed for basketball. It was like ingrained into the city. And
why don't they have a team there now? It's
of
so
course,
weird.
again, you can leave, but the Supersonics name stays with the city.
Yeah, I hope
that was just like when the Ravens left Cleveland.
Yeah.
No, the Browns name stays with the city.
Yeah, you're not going
to have to rechange your name on there.
Sure.
With it, and then you see these bad scenarios on there. It's like, what the hell are you doing?
Right.
I mean, the Raiders. I mean, of course, Al Davis is basically a shyster, anyways, because he moved from Oakland to L.A. back to Oakland, and he dies, and Prince Valiant with that freaking bowl cut on there, basically takes the team and goes to Vegas. Great. Again, I don't blame him because it's Vegas, baby.
Well, yeah, no, and the NFL was trying to get a team in there, I think, so, but it's just weird. Like I said, I don't know, like with the oversaturation of the sport and where they put team location, all that stuff is just so weird sometimes. A rhyme or reason. All right, guys, next week, once again, we will be on Thursday, not Wednesday. We have got the draft, baby. So we'll be kicking back, relaxing, acting all cool, and we won't be shooting b-ball outside of the school, but we will be hanging here watching the draft with you guys, so you can mute the TV and hang out with us. It'll be fun. Get your beverages together. We'll clown, we'll goof. I want to thank everybody for coming hanging out with us today. Good list on the social media there. As my phone died, I was going to read the list of because I like doing that. I like saying hello and goodbye to everybody, and I missed it. My phone died, so I can't give the shout outs that I would give normally, but there's a few of them in there. There's Beer Can was in there, and of course Canada Mike and Joe, and I can't even remember all of them in there now. Fawn, and there was a bunch of them in there, so I appreciate you guys for hanging out with us. Moose, I might have dumbed myself, I might have talked myself into a commentary role. I'm gonna sit in on color commentary, I think, for some pro wrestling. Woo-wee. For some TV tapings. I don't know for sure yet, but it sounds like I might be the guy that's gonna go. I think I was understudy, but I'm not even sure. But yeah, so I'm gonna go in there maybe and be a pro wrestling color comment. Not really. I'm just gonna go in there and have fun with it, but should be a different experience. So IWE Wrestling, guys, check out IWE Imperial Wrestling Entertainment on Facebook, YouTube, and all that. High Spots Network, give them a shout. Get us. That's like all the cool indie wrestling in one spot. Very, very cool. Be very, very cool to each other. We're gonna be back next week, like I said, on Thursday, everybody. And like we say always, be good to each other. We love you guys.
Peace out, brothers.
Peace.
You're listening to Studio 57 Radio, your home for underground hip-hop, rap, and R&B. Studio 57 Radio.